Welcome. It is Wednesday night, 7:30, so you know what it means. It's time for Three's Company. We are coming at you live from the Governor's Studio over here at Governor's Comedy Club, located in Levittown, New York. I am Tony Landolfi, and as always, each week, I am joined by the lovely Bonnie Scalisi and the lovely Mandy Jones.
Hey, everyone.
We got a great show coming up tonight. Our guest is going to be JP from the Roger and JP Show from WBAB. Going to have a good time. If you're watching, I'm still in Facebook jail.
Oh.
So that's why there's no watch party. For those of you that have been messaging me through Facebook, I'm sorry I haven't responded, but I'm in Facebook jail.
Ooh.
I do get released tomorrow.
Whoa.
So
I have never, ever been in Facebook jail.
I got put in Facebook jail for... All right.
Sorry.
It happens. One of us is bound to do it every episode.
Every episode.
Sorry.
I thought it was going to be JP.
I got put in Facebook jail for a meme, for posting a meme that I found on Facebook. They put me in jail for it. So, for a week. So, I cut out tomorrow.
Oh, and it was just about how stupid vaping is.
It's just about stupid vaping. That's all it was.
Which is honestly a pro-health choice.
The guy,
for the meme. So
I don't
you
think,
were actually promoting health.
I don't think they liked it that it was a big purple dildo. Let the guy in his mouth. I don't know. I call it selective fascism with Facebook.
Well, yeah. Because some of the stuff that flies, it's like, what?
Because the guy who posted it didn't get in trouble. I posted it. I belong to a meme group in Facebook that I'm an administrator on. And within 30 seconds, bam.
Yeah. Well, I forget who was here. They were like, I feel like there's some kind of point system because they were like, what I got kicked off for, they were like, made no sense.
Well,
like they were like, it was the straw that like.
That was my fifth offense.
Okay, there you go.
So after 4 warnings, I got put in. Because another time I got in trouble for using the term white trash.
My fucking post got taken down for white trash. I was in the
trash.
picture.
Yep.
I was like, it's a picture of me.
Because white trash is considered hate speech.
Ooh.
And then it was another one. I had a bunch of stupid. It's that algorithm they have. It points stuff out, and then somebody reviews it, and then they decide whether or not it should stay up or not. So
I've never been in jail, Facebook jail, but
real jail.
I really have put up very controversial posts, and I'm surprised I'm not in Facebook jail.
It's lucky. How long were you in real jail for?
24 months.
I never stuck. I've been arrested a few times, but never stuck.
Yes.
No slumber parties.
So we'll have to celebrate when you get out of Facebook jail.
Yeah,
we'll pop
I guess
open
so.
A bottle.
Oh, so let's.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, seriously, let's do it before he fucking nails us to the cross. Terry McNeely laughs in the little room tomorrow. No, it's not tomorrow.
No,
actually,
Friday.
It's Friday, the 20th. All 3 of us are going to be performing. You should definitely come to that. Govs.com, govs.com is how you get tickets. Me, Tony, and Bonnie are going to be bringing our A game. If you don't know fucking McNeely or you don't know him well enough, he's a fucking outrageous lunatic. And he lives the life that he is on stage. Like, we all know him personally, and he doesn't tone it down. Like, he just revs it up, like, a little bit on stage.
Yes.
So, govs.com, that's Friday night here, Levittown, 90 Division Avenue, Levittown.
Levittown, the little room. Specify that you want to see the little room show, because if you don't, they'll put you in the big room.
Yeah,
and
I've
you'll
had
see
that
somebody
happen.
who's not me.
Yes.
And you don't want
And
that.
we'll be really pissed.
Yeah.
When you're like, when did you go? I saw, like, it's from nowhere.
I've had it happen before.
I've had it happen before, too.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I've actually gotten texts. Where are you? Why aren't you coming on? And then they're describing. I'm like, I look out in the audience.
You're in the wrong room.
Like, they were in the wrong room. Not that it's wrong.
Like,
it's just not the one for
Not the one
us.
you were in. Yes.
Correct.
You got to specify. Specify that you want to see the little room show. So it'll be great. We have a lot. It's you, me, Bonnie, Terry,
Stephen Rocco Perillo.
Stephen Rocco Perillo, Travis Grant. I think Zach Zorovich.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zach.
And if you don't want to be part of the show, don't sit close, because Zach Zorovich is known for his crowd work. I don't even think he writes any material before he walks in. Like, it's just completely off the cuff. And he will come for you if you're sitting too close. So if you want to be part of the show, definitely
Go
be
sit in the back. Sit in the back.
Get in the back corner. Get there early.
Yeah, that's not.
He
the
will
deterrent.
include you.
And I'm going to be on Governor's show, a radio show tomorrow, right here at 1 o'clock. Felix from Let's Eat Long Island is having a Christmas Hawaiian
Ooh,
theme.
nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's going to be our guest coming up, and he's going to bring the pretzel guy.
All right.
Gourmet pretzels.
Wait, it's a Hawaiian Christmas?
Yeah, so he's going to
Why
give
are
me a
you?
Hawaiian
You're
shirt.
Jewish. Why are you on it?
Because he likes to feed me.
Ah.
I'm looking forward to it. So that's right here at 1 o'clock on govsradio.com.
Okay.
Okay, so
What have you ladies done this week? I haven't spoken to you guys. So.
Well, I'm moving. I'm
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
buying a
that's a
house
big
on
thing.
Friday. So literally closing on a house on Friday, then having my laughs in the little room, and then if you're my friend and come to laughs in the little room, I'll give you my address. But seriously, it's been a crazy, crazy week. Me and Bonnie were on the phone about how stressful it is. And Bonnie's Jewish, but she celebrates Christmas. She came in like fucking Santa Claus. We all
Yeah,
did it.
you went
JP,
nuts,
she's never met him in her life. She brought him a gift.
Bought JP a gift.
and I also buy gifts for all my
Got a
my
nice bottle.
son's
Nice.
programs. I don't like it's
Really?
It's very
Oh,
overwhelming.
you're out of your
Yeah.
mind.
They've got an after-school program. They got a Saturday program. They've got a respite program. They've got a JCC program, and there's like lots of people in each program. So I have these lists, and it's very overwhelming.
Wow.
And she doesn't shop online. It's all
No, I have
she's
to go
going
and buy
into.
it.
Wait,
she's
you
going
don't-
into
I don't
brick and
know how.
mortar stores.
You go to the actual store?
I do. I go
my
in with the
God.
masses.
I made the mistake of going to the Smith Haven Mall on Friday.
Oh,
Oh,
God
man.
bless you.
I wanted to jump off the roof, and Karen
that's-
was like, "We have to get this, we have to get that." I'm like, "We have to get the fuck out of here." That's what we have to do.
That is the equivalent. I'm from Nassau County, so that's the equivalent, I guess, of the Roosevelt Field Mall.
It's not as big. Roosevelt Field's much bigger.
Yeah.
but
Stop
yeah.
showing us up.
No, it gets really,
I know, Bonnie's
really
like,
packed there.
That's like the Bayshore Mall, right?
Bonnie's like,
An asshole.
I haven't been to that. Wait, what's the name of that mall?
the South Shore Mall.
The Sunrise Mall?
I've never been.
Sunrise
to,
Mall.
I don't think I've been there.
Don't go to either.
Zia's
That
flea
one,
market.
that one or Massapequa. Don't do it.
Felix is telling me I said the wrong time of the show. Tomorrow it's 1:30, not 1 o'clock. Because if
Tomorrow,
you tune in at 1 o'clock,
1:30.
no one will be here. So it's 1:30 right here at Govs Radio. Let's.
I have to hide this
Let's
because
eat Long
Yeah,
Island.
let's not
last
promote.
week Karen yelled at me, "Stop drinking that shit."
Stop promoting other.
And he yelled at you too, because of the sugar in there.
And JP just yelled at me.
Okay.
But packing up my house, I totally forgot about something that we used to do at college. There's a tradition at Stony Brook University where during finals week,
Measure breasts.
that
Okay.
and then the week of finals at like 9 o'clock every night, you go outside, stick your head out a window, you scream bloody murder.
To get out the stress.
Because everyone's so stressed. So I brought. Somebody gave me a scream button a couple years back. They're like, you sound like someone that just needs to scream. So this may
Wait a
be
minute.
happening.
Where did you go to college?
Stoner Brook University.
Stony Brook.
Yes.
Karen graduated
Did
from Stony
she?
Brook. Yep.
I
What
was
year?
telling you
What's your major in?
Business.
Business.
And I minored in philosophy.
She majored in sociology, so that worked out real well.
I thought she was a nurse.
No, she works.
I just totally fucking.
She works in. She runs a payroll department for a teachers federal credit union.
I just like
very
to
important.
make up fucking careers for people. Just project some shit on. I'm like,
You
she's
make
a-
up careers. She makes up names for people. Like she'll just look at somebody and she's like, "Hey, Colette," and then she's like, "No, my name's Lisa." Okay, Colette, come here. And
Whatever you say, Jen.
yeah.
So if I'll just quickly shout out to a few people
Yes,
and then get our
please.
guests on. So Felix, of course, from Let's Eat Long Island is watching. Bill Hansen, Bruno, Joey Petroni. Let's see. Louise, my friend, she's a singer. We should get her on here too. Robert Soul from Street Fighter. Mary Underhill.
It's my mama.
Will Romero, who's a friend of mine. Nancy Weems.
Will Romero's your mom?
Mary Underhill's my
Danielle,
mom.
Mary Underhill.
Janelle Jones. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Janelle, it's my sister.
There's Janelle, Jan Brenner. Hi, Jan. And what if you could like and share our show? That would be awesome.
Yes.
Anybody who likes and shares it, the more shares we get, the more views we get. So anyway, should we bring on our guests? 'Cause
Please, let's
Do it.
bring him
Awesome.
on. He's waiting
Waiting
patiently.
patiently. It's either a scream or an orgasm. I can't take pictures.
Ooh, that's how you work.
Damn.
Damn.
Sometimes.
No wonder she's so popular with the boys.
So you can hear the Roger and JP show on WBAB Radio 102.3 FM. Also, middays from 11 to 2 on 102.5 The Bone in Tampa. JP.
JP! All right, the JP Show! 102.3 WBAB.
It is so fucking weird seeing Tony in the host chair.
Yeah. How do you like the tables are turned now?
I can't fit in this fucking thing.
It's like getting in a
Dude,
roller
you're
coaster.
thin.
Because
You
for
can fit
20
now.
years, he's been, coming in as a guest on my show.
Yeah.
Therefore, then all of a sudden you
Just
opening up the
scoot over a
show.
little so you're in the
Look at that, huh? Can you hear? Listen, this ain't high grade shit here.
There we go.
All right.
Good. I'm good. What's going on?
Thank you so much for coming in.
Of course. Thanks for moving me around.
Bringing here with the coming into the unwashed.
No problem. No
Yes,
problem.
no problem for you. We do it.
Thank you. Thanks
So-
to Darren Dillon for letting me swap weeks. I
Yeah,
appreciate
Darren
that
was
too.
cool as hell to swap. Let's get right in it.
What do you want? Stop drinking that shit.
So
No. Let's get back to that one. They make the one with you just dropped 50 pounds.
all right.
You drop 50 pounds.
Yes.
It takes a lot of work to drop 50 pounds.
Yes.
It takes even more work to keep it off.
Yeah.
You're sitting there drinking, and I don't mind you drinking the Monster. I drink it all the time.
Right.
Because at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I start to crash hard.
Yeah.
Drink the one without the sugar in it.
Okay, I'll drink the sugar-free one.
Jesus
from now on.
Christ,
I
dude.
promise to you. You know what? Is I like to mix a little bourbon in it.
Yeah,
and
good.
it tastes
Great.
good.
Go. Yeah, no problems here.
But I will. I promise I'll drink the sugar-free one from now on.
How's Noodles?
Okay, he's awesome. Noodles is awesome. How's Lemmy?
Eh.
Yeah,
I'm talking about whether or not we have to get that dog surgery.
I just did it for
kind of
Noodles.
dog?
I know you did. He's a lab pit mix.
Yeah.
And he's like he goes from like limping and being kind of a pussy, and then he runs all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm not spending $5 grand.
Yeah,
on
you're,
That's-
you're fine.
I
Stop
said, you know what
faking
it is? I said to my wife, I go, I wake up with aches and pains every day.
Right.
And then as the day goes on, you just kind of work through it. You take two a leave, or it is what it is. And I think that's what the dog has. Like the dog's got like a knee that bothers
You
him.
wanna- I'm not even making a joke. They make the CBD biscuits, and they work. They fucking
They
work.
do?
Yes,
All
they
right.
do.
I'll give it a
Karen
shot.
eats them.
Yeah, so do I. No, they work.
kidding, Karen. I love you.
Karen's aunt had a old German Shepherd, and she was giving it to him for her joints, and they
Right.
work. And then we gave him the noodles for his. What's the matter?
No, I'm just making sure the mic is not in his face. Okay, sorry.
Okay, good.
Wanted to see, everybody to see you.
And then we gave it to noodles too, and yeah, they work. So give that a shot before you go into surgery,
will.
and then maybe see if you can get the doctor to give you like anti-inflammatories for him.
You look good, buddy. I'm
You
happy,
look.
I'm
you
happy
look good,
for
too.
you.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
Are you?
Yeah.
Or are you just being sarcastic?
Because you're doing a podcast. And now you know what it's like to put this shit together.
I know what it's like. I was with you guys for 2 weeks at one time, if you don't remember.
I don't remember. When was that?
When-
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're so
I'm not
memorable.
even being a dick.
When I was
Wow.
auditioning for Third Chair.
Before we got Ted?
Before Ted got
That audition I did that you didn't like.
Ted got boosted a little
That
bit.
pilot
No,
that
you
we
know what
filmed.
happened?
No,
we had-
I passed the audition. It was a money thing.
We had a. Was it really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. They're cheap fucks. They
Yeah.
do. That's such a scummy business.
It
man.
was. They
It
loved
really.
it.
It really. It's so.
I passed the audition, and then when it came down to talk to money, the guys
Oh, you want money to get
looked
up
at
at
me
4 o'clock in the morning?
looked at me with a straight face and was like, brr, brr, and I was like, you're kidding me,
What
right?
are you offering? Like 15 grand a
is
year,
that
and you'd
a
be able to
joke?
plug your appearances.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Right,
like
right.
not 15. It was not too far from
not
it.
too far from it, right?
And I said, "You kidding, right?" And he's like, "No, why?" And I'm like, "Dude, I got a mortgage. I can't
Oh, you want this to be your job and your career?
Yeah.
Nah.
But
No,
it's
so
okay.
What happened? You won a contest for us, right? Is that what it was? Didn't we do
Which-
a contest?
the one with
like
Brewer.
Long Island's Funniest.
yeah, I won
you
that
opened
one, and I got to open for Brewer.
for Brewer at
Patchogue Theater.
Theater. Right.
And then I got to do it again because he liked me so much. He asked me to do it again for him the following year.
That's cool. Yeah.
So that opportunity, yeah.
A long time with this dude.
You guys helped me
We
out.
filled
with
in
a
and
lot
did
of
Metal Shop together. It was good times.
stuff. Yeah,
We were awesome at that.
we were.
It was fun times.
We could have took that show over.
It was fun.
If we
Yeah, it's
wanted
too much
to.
work.
We could have taken
I'm
it
not
over.
looking to take anything else over. I can't believe you're doing a podcast on Wednesday nights.
Why?
Because you said you're doing shows on the weekends.
Yeah.
You're doing your full-time gig. You have a wife who actually likes you.
Yes.
You're not hiding from her. You're not running to get away.
This
get your
is
time.
why our relationship works, because we
Yeah.
don't see each other that much.
Understood.
So the few moments that we do see each
Right.
other,
Your wife actually said, I'm sure his cardiologist recommends Monster.
Oh, you doing? Did you get fingered lately? Have you done that yet?
what? Oh no,
You
no.
haven't
I
done
have
that yet?
I go to the. I have high blood pressure, so I have to go to the cardiologist.
Right, but did you get the
Sorry.
prostate check yet?
No, I haven't gotten
Oh
that.
my God.
That's not.
You know, it's funny. And women are like, oh, what are you complaining about? We have to put our legs up in stirrups. You know, listen, as a dude, when the guy just looks at you and you know it's coming,
Yeah.
you know he's going to say those words
Yeah.
where you have to drop them and put your elbows on the table.
Yeah.
I was getting a vasectomy after I had my second kid, and I was like, I'm not having any more. I'm going to get a vasectomy. I go see this guy, Dr. Fish in West Islip, right? And he listens to the show.
I've been to Dr.
You have?
Yeah.
Right?
That's an interesting name for the doctor.
Yeah.
Sticks his finger in people's butts.
So he goes.
Technically, he's a urologist.
He's trying to give me all the pros and cons of the vasectomy, and we're in his office, and he's like, I said, listen, there's nothing you're going to say to me now that's going to make me not want to do this. So what do we got to do? He goes, all right, let's go into the exam room. I said, no problem. I thought he was just going to do my vitals and shit, make sure everything was cool.
He's like, no, it's go
He
time.
goes, he does all that stuff. He goes, all right, you got to, drop him and bend over. I'm like, fucking really? And he goes, what'd you think we were going to do? And I was like, not that, right? So now keep in mind, this guy listens to the radio show.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that until we started making some conversation, and that was cool. I didn't bother. So then he tells me I got to bend, so I got to drop my drawers, I got to bend over, and like with no mercy, just goes.
And both his hands were on your shoulder.
No. You really went for that one. You really went for that low hanging fruit.
I did.
So and he does it, and he just takes a box of tissues, he throws it at me, and he goes, "Now clean yourself up." I was like, "Oh." I felt like,
Can I tell you
I
something?
I felt
you know
like,
what, too.
and he's laughing. I was like, I felt like such a victim.
I don't want to talk about me, but he did that to me too.
Oh, so you did have it done?
Hey, a long time ago, I had torsion. You twist your nut.
Oh, did you?
So I had to get it fixed. Yeah, it hurts like a motherfucker. And he was like, all right, let me check your prostate real quick. And I'm like, dude, I'm like 33. You don't need it. He's like, no. And same thing, bro. He threw the tissues at me. He's like, clean yourself up.
Oh
Like,
my God,
I
he
felt
gets
like-
off on it.
I felt like
So-
Jodie Foster in The Accused. Like, it was just like...
That's fucking horrible.
So a couple of months ago, I had to go back in for whatever reason, and I walk into his office first,
Yeah.
and he sees me and he starts smiling. I'm like, all right, let me fucking get this out of the way quick. You pull that clean yourself up shit with me again, and I promise you, I'm gonna drop you. And he started laughing. He's like, no, that's a one and done.
Do you know how many listeners we have, Doc? One word, your business goes under.
right.
Speaking of that, I am
Yes.
actually embarrassed to say for all the years that we've been friends, I don't know, like, your history with
Jesus
with your
Christ.
prostate
Like,
exams.
We're learning a lot about him now.
You literally
history
know- you
at
literally-
WBAB. Like,
The
you,
history of WBAB.
like I
goes
know you
back
drove
to-
the van for a little while, but
Right.
and
I
then all of a sudden, boom, you're on a morning show.
I
So-
started in '95. I was interning first when I was at Hofstra, and then I started in '95. Right out of graduation, I got hired, and it was basically July 4th weekend, and so we did the fireworks at Jones Beach, and then it was like, you go to the Hamptons, come back Tuesday. And so here I am. Now you got to remember, I grew up on Long Island. I had the WBAB bumper stickers in my locker. This was the radio station that I grew up on. So for me, you gave me the keys to this van that I used to chase around trying to get tickets and T-shirts and shit. And they gave me the keys. And we go out to, I literally went out there with 1,000 T-shirts. And my job was to get on mic in as many of the clubs in the Hamptons as I possibly could for the holiday. Here's a pocket of tickets. Go do whatever you want to do. And I'm like, all right. So I went out to the Hamptons and came back Tuesday.
Just
I'm
like
like, is
that.
there a place for me to stay? Like, yeah, you'll figure it out.
Free reign, just
The
here.
van.
Go do
That's
what you
it.
do.
That's it. And that's what I did, and I loved it. And I'll never forget. It was like right around when Dave Matthews was exploding, right? And I had tickets. Like some of the stuff I had to give away was Dave Matthews tickets. I roll into the Bordy Barn, and for those of you who don't know what the Bordy Barn is, it's it's like Disney World for drunks. If you're in, you know what I'm
have
saying?
to go
Like
there.
it's like if you're in your 20s, the Bordy Barn is
Forget it.
the Bordy Barn is a rite of passage.
Yeah.
And so I went out there, and I get up on the mic in the DJ booth, and I get these tickets. I'm going to do like a body piercing contest or whatever the fuck it was. Literally, I was like, we're going to do a body piercing contest. Before I can get the words out of the mouth, a girl just came up, flashed a snooch, and there was the ring. I go, here's the tickets. And it was really no contest because nobody's
gonna top that.
No, right, they
Nobody.
weren't gonna top it. It lasted like 3 seconds. I'm like, all right, I think this job is gonna be pretty cool. And so I did that for a few years, and then I was about to leave. I had gotten an offer at one of the record labels to go be somebody's assistant. You know, there's only so many years you can drive around, and all your weekends are shot, and you're in the bars every night, and it just got old, and you don't make a lot of money. And next thing you know, I was about to leave, and the morning guy that was there for 20 years decides he's going to up and go into New York City. And this guy, his name is Bob Buckman, and he's like my radio dad. You know,
Yeah.
He's like a mentor, huge mentor to me. And he's leaving, and I wasn't an on-the-air guy. I mean, I would do an occasional shift on the weekend, and then all of a sudden I get pulled into this room, and Roger, my partner, who was the afternoon guy, him and I used to do, when I was driving the vans, would do Friday afternoon happy hours together. So we'd get to these clubs on Long Island, and I would put banners up all over the place, and I would get a crowd together. We would do like a scream at 420, and then the rest of the time I would kind of produce the show and sit next to him, but I would make him laugh.
Right.
I didn't know I didn't know he was filing this away for future use or anything. And I got pulled into an office and said, listen, we want you to do mornings, and we want you to do, you're going to be like the third wheel kid. You'll be the guy in the back, the kid in the back of the car kicking and screaming. But I had this thing at the labels that was sitting there, and I went home and I talked to my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, and I'm like, you know what? This is the closest I'm going to get to being famous. Let me just give this thing a whirl and see what happens. The money sucked, but it was better than what I was making. And in about 2 weeks, the show turns 20 years old.
Yeah.
So it's kind of gone the distance. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's
So
been
there
a
was
lot.
really no, like, usually guys, they have to climb their way up. Like, they'll start at, like, the 7 to
Yeah.
midnight slot, and then
I did a little bit of that.
afternoon drive, and then
I did a little bit of that. It was like, honestly, it's the only time in my career, and Roger will vouch for it, my agent will vouch for it, it's the only time in my career where timing worked out.
okay,
There's been a million and one other opportunities that have come along. You know, we had been, there was a radio station that used to be called WNEW in New York City, came calling, and then, because they needed a show that would play nice in the Sandbox with Opie and Anthony at the time. And we're like, oh shit, New York City's calling, this is the dream, this is it.
Right.
And literally they do Sex for Sam on like a Thursday. Everybody's not coming into work on Friday. Everybody who we were supposed to meet with is fired on Monday.
Wow.
And there goes that whole thing. So it was just like, but yeah, 20 years later, we're still doing this whole thing. I did a little bit of the weekend stuff and a little bit of the overnight stuff. And
Right.
I never wanted to be a DJ. Like, I didn't give a shit.
yeah, that was what I was just going to ask you. Was that the goal to be a DJ, or no?
It was never to be on the air stuff. But once I got into doing morning, when I have somebody to work with,
Yeah.
and somebody that when you're onto something and you're making that room, just like you guys go up on stage and do stand up, and you have these thoughts in your head and you're seeing it connect with an audience. Well, my whole thing is, if I'm making Roger laugh, or my producer Brett laugh, or Ted laugh, then I know what's going on in the cars. And that feeling is awesome.
Yeah.
So I get what you guys can do, but I could never fucking do what you guys do. Like, I can't do it. Because everything I do is off the top of my head. Like, I'm in the moment. The idea comes in. I can make people... I can do...
We were
you want me to...
That's like improv, kind of.
Yeah. I used to love There was an improv group that used to be here. When I was driving the vans, we used to do every Wednesday night at Governor's.
Yeah.
The radio station would do every Wednesday night at Governor's. And there was a group called the Comedy Express.
Yeah. I remember.
J.J. Boyd and
Carrie
Carrie
Kravitz. J.J.
She was
Boyd.
at Carrie Kravitz, who I just saw the other night, and Carrie, you are fantastic.
Carrie's phenomenal.
She opened up for Dom Herrera, and I used to see her 20 years ago working out material on Wednesdays, and I hadn't seen her since. Especially in the last bunch of years. What happened? Did
Nothing.
you just?
We're good.
everything's
Burning
cool?
the joint.
We're good.
Yeah, I got one.
Thank
And she crushed it.
Yeah.
But and then doing mornings, though, when you're working with other people, that I can do. But to sit there and write material out and go out and perform it, and then have to take that material and it works or it doesn't work, and then you have to tweak it and try and make it that whole spiel, I don't have the patience.
And they're,
I don't have the patience for it.
So-
But I am, and it was cool because I got a chance the other night to go see Dom Herrera, who I've loved him since I was a little kid, but I got to watch him through the eyes of Joey Cola and
Okay.
Richie Minervini. Now, Joey holds Dom Herrera in the highest regard.
Right.
Like he holds Dom Herrera up there with Pryor and Richie Minervini, and so to watch them watch this guy who is one of their favorites.
Yeah.
It was like when I took my kids to Disney World for the first time, and you see Disney through the kid like those kids' eyes,
Yeah.
and they walk in and they're like, eyes are gigantic, and you buy them one of those lollipops that is the size of a face, and the kids lose their shit, And I'm watching these guys watch that guy.
Yeah.
And the craft. I've always been enamored by the craft of what you guys do. And people have told me over the years, you should do stand-up. Fuck no, I should not do stand-up.
Yeah.
I don't have the balls to do it. I really don't. I'd like to hide in a room like this.
And that's it.
And with me, with the Long Island show, no one's looking. With the
Right.
Tampa show, we have a live,
you guys
live
have
stream and everything else.
Like the Facebook feed on the Long Island show, right?
Sometimes, usually if
'cause
we have,
I've been on it,
if we have guests in, we'll do a
Yeah.
a Facebook Live kind of thing. But the other show, the Tampa show, on
Is that constantly?
yeah. So like even when we're commercials and someone's picking their nose or eating eating food or whatever,
Never
and you
ends. Yeah.
because it's like a little thing up in the
Right.
corner,
Right,
you forget
right,
it's
right.
there, and
Yeah.
I'm like, why itching my ear or something like that, or I have a because I don't know about you guys, but to me like Q-tips in the ear, that's
Oh
like
my God.
sex.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That you know what I'm talking about?
Joey Cole calls it an eargasm. You have
Eargasm,
an
right.
eargasm.
And but I'll do that. Like I'll take the little stopper from the Starbucks thing.
Yeah.
And we're having a conversation. Next thing I know, I'm sticking it in my ear. I'm like, oh shit, there's a camera up there. Because that has a feed to it, so they're all listeners in there commenting, like, tell JP to get the stirrer out of his ear. Shit like that.
Was there anybody who was like against you becoming the morning guy? Was there people like?
I don't think so.
Because there's always like that one.
We had a program director who literally like turned me suicidal. Like this guy just did not. I was someone who had not to make it dark, but who dealt with bad anxiety and that kind of stuff. Like crippling panic attacks, to where for a while I would go home and jump into a bottle just to make, cause that's the only time it wasn't there. But then the alcohol rebounds would be worse. Anyway, this program director was just a dick, and he just didn't get me. He wasn't from here. He was from Baltimore, and he didn't get the Long Island guy. And he was, I sound like I'm from here. Roger sounds like he's got the voice from God.
Oh, Roger's got like. I think if Morgan Freeman was white,
right,
Roger.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I just didn't jive with that guy. And I can tell that he went. That's when you had come around, I guess.
Yeah.
When you guys, because we were interviewing a bunch of comics, and he just didn't dig it. So that guy almost ruined my career. And then we had a GM at the time that was kind of a douchebag. And then this other GM came in. His name was John Shea, and literally changed everything for me and for Raj, because it was the first time where we felt like we had support. And it's amazing what that can do to a show, because that kicked everything into overdrive. And at that point, everything just took off. Everything just took off. And unfortunately, 9/11 kind of galvanized what we do with our audience.
Yeah.
Because next thing you know,
I remember that.
That was nuts. That was nuts. And I wish it didn't take that, but our audience has really been
that was amazing.
Pretty loyal.
If you guys don't know what
Pretty
was
loyal.
going on during 9/11 is they were contacting from ground zero. They were contacting the radio stations, and then these guys would go on the air and be like, "We need
It was listeners.
cases
yeah.
of water.
Yeah.
We
had
need
helping everybody.
shoes for the dogs." And these people were just showing up
We had
with stuff, and we were packing them into 18-wheelers. And
We
they
had
were
this
driving
guy-
18-wheelers.
Amazing.
We had this guy, Steve Damiani. He owns that club in Amityville, the rock club, Revolution, and stuff like that. And he's a retired cop, but the minute it happened, the dude was gone. Like, he used to own a place called Molly Bloom's. I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
Molly Bloom's. And we used to do a lot of events there, so I knew him from that. And he would call into the show, and he's like, listen, I'm gone. I'm going to call you guys. Whatever we need, I'm going to call and let you guys know. And he would say, they need knee pads. Like, the guys need knee pads for the pile. And we would say, listen, and we put them on. And before you knew it, Sports Authority would be in front of the radio station building with a tractor trailer full of those rollerblade knee
Yep,
pads.
yep.
And that's all it was. And nobody was in charge. Whoever had the Sharpie to mark the boxes.
Yep.
Right.
And you're talking about hundreds of listeners, lines, miles long. We're on Sunrise Highway, right off of Little East Neck Road in West Babylon. The line on Sunrise Highway, just for people to come in and donate stuff, we go down past the airport, there past 231. It was nuts.
Amazing thing to be
And we went from
be a part of it.
And we went from being a rock station to just this venue for we didn't play any music, and we just let everybody talk, and they just needed to talk. And ever since then, man, it's like they forgave me for mistakes I made after that.
Yeah.
Quickly, because I fucked up pretty good a couple times.
Oh yeah, like the whole Santa thing.
Yeah, the whole
Somebody just said,
The whole Santa
Danielle
thing.
Jones said, tell JP to tell his Santa Claus story.
Oh shit.
Well, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I'll tell it. I'll tell it. I don't care anymore. But I'll say this: it is the single regret I have.
Okay.
In my and not just because
Now, wait.
not just because it led to death threats.
This was before you had children, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened was I went to the mall. It was like right around Thanksgiving, right? It was before Thanksgiving. And I go to the mall. It's all done for Christmas already. It's hot as balls. It's hot in there. They're spraying you with shit. And I came in and we had our morning show, our meeting after the show. And I said, I got to ask you a question. I go, what would happen if I said there's no such thing as Santa? And my partner Roger's like, no way.
Yeah,
No way, right? No way. But the program director that did not like me goes, no. You got to make an announcement out of it.
Do it.
no.
Right? So I'm like,
Really?
no,
What an asshole.
I'm new at this whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm a couple years in, and we're still really trying to find a way because nobody taught us how to do morning radio. I
Right.
mean, we had to coach a little bit, but it was like figure this shit out. And I'm like, all right. So we cut these promos, and it was Thanksgiving weekend. And we're like, tune in Monday morning. Roger and JP, we have a major announcement.
Oh my god.
7 a.m. Gather the family around the radio. It's a big announcement.
my
Oh,
God.
fireside chat.
So I'm out in Montauk. It's Thanksgiving weekend, and I'm driving out to Montauk with my wife. She's my wife at the time, and we go in, and I hear the promo running, and I go, Nick, I got a bad feeling.
Yeah.
She's like, well, pull the plug on it. I'm like, I can't. The promos are already running. I can't pull the plug on it. I come and, there was a whole plan behind it. And I come in and like, all right, Jay, like 7:20 came and they're like, what's the big announcement? I'm like, all right, the announcement is, there's no such thing as Santa Claus. Santa Claus is your mother and father. You can find the presents in the trunk of the car, in the closet. Christmas is about, your parents working 2 jobs so you can get an Xbox.
Oh
It's
my
not about
God.
all this other shit.
Wow.
And fucking kaboom. All hell breaks loose.
I remember the press conference.
All hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. I'm getting calls. You remember Paula Zahn from CNN?
Yeah.
I'm getting calls to do CNN interviews, like all sorts of crazy shit. And I remember I'm somebody who at the time was still dealing with bad panic attacks and everything else. I was dealing with it better and had gotten on some medicine and stuff like that. I just kept the Xanax in my pocket just in case.
So you're getting inundated with all these people just bam, 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 and the
nuts,
anxiety
death
goes
threats.
through the
I
roof.
got death threats.
Because
oh
of
my
Santa?
God.
Oh yeah, like I was lying.
Man denies
Right?
existence of Santa Claus.
But it was. I mean, but the thing about it was not my idea.
Right.
It was like to say
You were the messenger.
it was just like it was like what would happen if in the office,
Right.
And the program director who's supposed to be the voice of reason was like, no, this is gonna be fucking crazy.
He did it on purpose.
I don't know if he did it on purpose,
Oh, he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
but the thing I would believe that I really would.
If he didn't like you
Well,
and
this-
he was trying to get rid of you,
It could be me being paranoid. The problem is the woman who put us on was the general manager. She put me
Yeah.
on in the morning. Like this was her pet project. Like it was gonna take.
oh man.
So anyway, she hit me.
She was like hardworking
there's no
mothers
such
and
thing as
taking
bad
it back.
press,
So
right?
well, that was a thing. Big rating spike. But
Yeah.
what did it do to my? I was getting death threats.
Yeah.
So now it's around the holidays. I got to go out. I'm afraid to be in a mall.
Should have dressed as Santa.
Well, the funny thing about that. So I have to do this press conference, right?
I remember.
And it's at the Nassau County Courthouse. Now, there's an entrance on both sides Okay, and then there's wings where they have the different
It's like
courtrooms and
kangaroo
everything
court,
else,
dude.
right?
Why did you have to go to the Nassau County Courthouse to do
That's
the press
where
conference?
the PR person
where
got,
Santa's
because
fucking
that's where you can get
Official.
all the press to show up. So we had everyone.
So they wouldn't come to the station.
We had 2, 4, 9, 7, 12, News 12, TV 55, the CNN, the Fox News, like everybody was there.
Wow.
Whoa.
And I'm
Hilarious.
dealing with this press conference. It's just a ratings ploy. I'm like, look, guy. I said, if you think I want to be up here dealing with this shit, So after it's over, I'm going to leave, and I see a camera crew walking in, and there's a dude dressed as Santa.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, fuck. I recognize the camera guy because a couple of weeks before all this went down, my partner Roger and I, on the air, stopped some guy from killing himself.
Oh, yeah.
So all these same news people were covering the feel-good story a couple of weeks ago, but now
Holy
all of a
shit.
sudden I'm public enemy number 1. But I recognize the
Turn
camera
on you
guy.
like a pack of
So I
jackals.
give my boss the keys to my car. I have him go out the side they're coming in. I walk out the other side. I say, hurry up, get the car, meet me on the other side of the building. I'm waiting. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Right? So then I start to come around. I see him over, like I'm in between both sides because I'm hoping he's smart enough to come. And now they come out. That whole Fox crew comes out. And the guy's dressed as Santa's got a mic on my face. Hey, JP, how could you say I'm not real? Blah, blah, blah.
At your car.
No, he's
at you.
he's at me. He's in between me getting to my car.
Right.
All of a sudden, I see my
See, it was
boss
a
pull
setup?
up.
You think it was a setup?
No, I think that. Well, I think Fox. I think Channel 5 wanted to. They
Yeah.
wanted. They're not CNN. This was Channel 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they just got in my way, and I'm talking to the camera guy to buy time for my car to get there, and I'm like, "Hi, dude, I remember you. You covered us the other day when we were, a couple weeks ago. How are you, man? And I'm making eye contact with the camera guy, knowing they can't use it.
Right.
They can't use it. But the Santa guy is sticking the microphone in my face. How could you say I'm not real? How can I say I'm not real? I'm like, come on, man. You guys can't be pros. I go, everybody else came in. We did the press conference. You got to pull this shit. And he's still doing it. And I take the guy and I throw him on the floor.
Oh, Jesus.
Now you're a Santa assaulter.
So now my boss pulls up. He's in my car. I walk right past all these guys, and I get into my car, and my program director goes, tell me I didn't just watch you throw Santa on the floor. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I go, yeah, you did. I don't know what to tell you. We got to go. And we left. And I was just
Wow.
like, this is just going to be what it's going to be. And nothing ever came of that. But yeah, but I'll say this too. Now that was my biggest. That's the only regret I have.
Only regret.
The only
Did
one.
Santa try to sue you?
No. It
Wow.
was before things got nutty.
Before, like,
Nutty. Like I don't know what
crazy
it's like
stuff.
going out
It
there on the
had-
stage and doing
it has
comedy.
to
man. It's gotta
be
suck.
now. I mean, you guys have been number one. How long now?
For a long time. We've been doing it for a long time.
And number one every time ratings come
Yeah,
out.
the Long Island. Yeah.
Roger JV's number one.
Yeah. Us
Roger
and-
JV's number one.
Us
So
and FAN is in the
you
mix too.
Got to
yeah.
be doing something right.
Yeah,
Right?
It's fun. It's the time you put us in the studio, and with my group, especially on on the Long Island show, and it's me and Raj and our producer Brett and our traffic and news guy, this guy Ted, and I'm so happy when I'm in there.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's when I come out and you got to deal with meetings and that all the that
The
stuff,
show
the,
part
the
of
noise,
show business is
the
awesome.
business, the business part is like, ugh.
sucks.
Yeah.
I know. So
So yeah, that was a regret.
some of the things you guys do on the show,
Yes.
Dead Guy in the Envelope,
Yes.
the top 10 list and stuff like that. Who picks?
We created all of it.
Yes, I know.
See, what's funny about that is like Dead Guy in the Envelope is a game where we take a famous person and we used to actually put it in a piece of paper and put it in an envelope and this whole thing. You give the audience gets to ask questions, yes or no questions. If you get a yes, you get to ask another question. If you get a no, we hang up and move on to the next thing. And the clues all put together, it gets to an end, and you got a winner. And I came up with that, and I ran it past Raj, and we all liked it. We worked it out, and then other stations that made a lot more money than us, PLJ, started stealing our bits. Started stealing it, and
Yeah.
I was like. And these are the same guys like that were making fun of me for the Santa Claus thing.
Right.
This guy Todd Pettengill. By the way, if you ever see this, I still want to kill you.
Todd Pett, is he still on the air? I thought he was off the air.
He's
now.
in Texas, whatever. He's
Oh.
such a dick.
I remember his failed
And they were stealing-
attempt being in the WWF.
Oh, was he really?
It didn't last long.
He started like, and I'm like, you guys are making millions of dollars. You're stealing my bits, you know.
Horrible.
But yeah, I mean, so now we do it, and people love it. We can't kill it. I get bored of it, but it is what it is.
Who decides
Play the hits.
who's in the envelope? Is you
We
pick
do.
it or you
I pick
just-
it on my days. I do, and Raj.
Oh,
picks-
so you guys alternate. Like
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
pick
yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you.
And then the top 10 list, it's like, you know, you anybody can sit there and in the hacky morning show be like, here's the top 10, whatever it is, and they'll just read shit and comment and
Yeah.
read shit and comment. And
yours
well,
is always something
what we
obscure
do is,
or
well,
something.
not necessarily obscure, but what we'll do is like we build a list and then we'll put a prize connected to one of them. So the audience is
Right.
filling in the list.
Right.
So it's interactive with the audience, and they want to know if their guess is right. So they're calling in. It's a whole thing. It's not just that. And that gets stolen too. You know, it's like, well, you didn't create the top 10
Well,
list. I was
it's-
like, you know what? We created this way to
Maybe
do it.
it's a what do they say? It's the sincerest form of flattery.
Fuck
Yeah.
you,
Or
cry. I hate
something like that.
Stick
shit.
it up your ass. I hate that shit.
It's gonna happen, bro. It's nothing you can do about it.
But you know what? To me, it's, you know, you could say that, but if someone stole your bits, if someone's, you know,
That happens
you
in
Somebody
comedy
did
all the
once.
time.
yeah,
And I
you
threw a
know?
chair at him while he was on stage.
Did you really?
Guy's doing my bit while I'm in the audience, and I threw a chair.
Did he
at
know
him.
you were there?
Yeah, still
Yeah.
did it. And a chair got flown.
Did
at
he
him.
say he was going to do it?
Nope.
You just threw a
This will
chair?
be Tony Landolfi's portion of the set.
I love it.
I threw a chair at him, and then I got kicked out of the place. And the guy who kicked me out was like, I know, but what am I supposed to do? You threw a chair.
You know, that's very similar to the somebody else posted the meme, but I got put in Facebook
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah.
Which I got to be honest with you, I'm a little jealous of that. I've never been put in Facebook jail.
You jealous?
I'm not on it
I've
enough.
never been.
I have to
in-
say,
I'm not on it enough.
it is.
I would be in Facebook jail if I wanted
It
to
is-
be.
I would love to be.
slightly liberating.
It's got
To
to be.
be not. I can see everything that's going on, but I can't interact with it.
Oh, is that what it is?
So I can see everything, but I
Okay.
can't interact with it. So like all of you guys that were talking shit about me on Facebook, I saw what you wrote, you pieces of shit. Yeah, it's slightly liberating. But you want to put a dick pic up or something. They'll put you in Facebook jail
You know,
real quick.
I got to be honest with you. I think social media is the fall of civilization.
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
Stop. Discovered it less
Stop.
than 2
We
years
need
ago.
this.
You're upsetting the
No.
millennial.
No, this show is
Right.
how we reach people.
I know.
And we harass them via social media so
I
that they
get
know
it.
we're here.
No, and listen, I understand the pros. I just feel that the cons far outweigh the pros
The cons
with social
outweigh the
media
pros.
because you know what it is?
Stupid
mean-
people are getting famous.
Take that part out of it because that was going to happen regardless with reality TV and all the other shit.
It's the expectation.
It's the vocal minority who give, you know, they can just make something up and then it becomes a thing and it swells and none of it's based in fact.
Yeah, like Baby
and
Yoda.
and now we're in this cancel.
that
know we
came
talk-
out of like 2 weeks ago, and now it's everywhere.
The Mandalorian.
This Mandalorian.
It came out of the television show.
And nobody says it's Yoda. He
I
hasn't
don't-
been
I
given a
don't
name
know
Whatever,
yet.
but
They
whatever. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike said
So,
it's a great show. The
you know,
Mandalorian.
It says you should move your mic because I think it's in your face.
They
Wow.
want to see you.
We got 15
And
minutes
Patty
left.
Marie says you're cute.
Thank you.
Okay.
He's married.
I'm blushing.
All right, so social media is the worst.
I think it's.
Speaking of which,
because what happens is you piss off a couple people, and then people just jump on for the sake of jumping on.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
give a shit.
Yeah.
They just want to jump on because, and now everybody's looking for something to be pissed off about.
Yes.
And what happens? They immediately go for. They want your job. They want your livelihood. They want
That
this
happened
shit.
to one of the comics.
And
you know.
yeah, it happened to
Mike Keegan.
Mike Keegan.
Mike Keegan.
I saw
Yeah.
that whole thing. He didn't give a fuck either. I loved it.
Yeah.
I was so happy for him. He was just like, you know what? Suck it.
Yeah.
Tough. And he stuck up for himself.
yeah, he did not cave, which is
I love
Right.
that my respect
That's what
grew
they
for
want.
him even more.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what they want.
Yeah.
no question about
because
it.
he didn't cave at all.
I just can't stand the whole like the Twitter mafia and everybody just starts going after and then this thing that's this big, they make it seem like it's this big, but it's really not. And then you'll see the news cover it. They think they're gonna cover this big giant crowd.
Yeah.
And there's 12 people there, but they focus a tight camera shot on 12 people, and they'll tell you that hundreds of people showed up.
Yeah.
The media is completely corrupt.
It is.
And
I
it's the I just
I
you
think
know
people use it as a distraction because then they have to focus on how shitty their life really is. And they're like, well, if I do this, I got to...
That's why they call it fake book.
Face my responsibilities and stuff. You know what? I'm going to find somebody to pick on.
I used to get like, you'd be like, man, how did he get that? Or how did he get that car? I know that dude. And I'm like, you know what? They're all full of shit.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, he's got a Corvette, but he lives in it.
Right. Or he lives in his mom's basement.
Yeah. So I just take it all with a grain of salt. I do it. I consume it. I actually like Instagram the most out of all of them because it's the least political
Right.
Yeah,
out
you
of
just post
everything.
pictures and-
Because I get, like, whether you love Trump or you hate Trump, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You and I are very similar.
Right?
on
Like,
that.
I don't give a rat's
kidding.
ass about your political opinion. I don't need you to like mine. I don't need to like yours. I don't need you to shove it in my face with social media. I don't want to see your kid's first day of school pictures either. There's got to be some sort of in between.
Right.
Oh,
right.
my God.
I know, and like everyone that set up a tree, like it's not real. The tree didn't get set up unless you took a picture of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and even Thanksgiving
food.
did.
It's like
yeah,
Schrodinger's
food.
cat.
Yeah.
You didn't take a picture of that turkey.
To
did
be
you
honest
really
with you,
make it?
though, one of the things I do like about Instagram is food porn.
Oh, yeah?
You know, people taking pictures of food. It's like that turns me on to restaurants. I actually like that.
Oh, really?
I shouldn't like that, but I do like that
Yeah.
because that'll make me want to go check out some restaurant. Like I found out it's about some pastrami place in Syosset or Westbury, Irish pastrami or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go get a sandwich from this joint. I
You
have
drove
to.
all the way to Syosset.
Not
for
yet.
Pastrami sandwich.
I'm gonna. You've never gone to
That's what
L&B
my
for a
dad
slice
was.
of pizza and spumoni guns?
And
Yes,
in
you
the
have.
last 20 years.
You have. You've done it.
If I'm in the area,
Right.
I'm around Mill Basin, I will go and get one.
So yeah, I mean, I get it. It's.
I only
given a-
discovered it less than 2 years ago.
What, L&B's?
No,
Social media?
Social media.
Yeah.
I had like an old phone. I was a teacher. It was like one step above a flip phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I retired and I got a Facebook page set up and it just blew up.
Yeah.
I know.
What happened to
Yeah.
you?
I,
You should
uh,
have stayed in
I
the
should have
cave.
stayed.
Stop.
Better off
in,
Bonnie's the best.
Thanks,
I-
man. They love you.
I just I just don't think it's doing good for people. I think it's bad for kids.
Yeah.
I really do. And I'm not
They're
going to
more on
sit there.
Instagram though, right?
No, the problem where they are, they're at the next place where their parents don't know about yet until their parents find out about
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
And you know, it's funny. My daughter is 12. And I said to my wife a couple weeks ago,
Yeah, you're
I said,
fucked.
Wait
It's
till
like
the
the
teenage
worst
years.
stage.
You get a
No,
shot.
12, you're the most
Dude,
ornery
so
fucking
minute-
piss.
It's the beginning of the
Fucking-
teenage years.
Go buy a shotgun yet? Because
The
in
minute-
2 years, the boys are going to be calling.
the minute she got her period, the
Like,
whole game changed. Like
Fuck you,
I
Dad.
had this little.
You don't know shit.
I had this sweet little girl, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, wow.
And
Like,
they don't want to talk to you either.
no.
They don't want you
no.
to ask
Last
questions.
thing, don't look
no.
at me.
And you know, it's like her friends will always think I'm cool. They like what I do for a living.
Right.
But my
That probably
Dad,
infuriates
get
her.
out. you
You're,
know?
you're
It's-
embarrassing
Yeah.
you.
It's
I'm
always-
embarrassing them.
Do you ever see the picture?
But I said to my wife,
sorry.
I go, I feel like all the parenting we've done up till now has been with training wheels.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
now it's game time.
Yeah.
You know, like
Here's
now
gonna
it's
pay you off.
now it's game time.
But that's, I guess that I don't have kids, so I have no idea. But if you ever see the picture, it's Tom Araya from Slayer, lead
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Slayer,
yeah.
at the Grammys with
With
his
his
wife
kids.
and his kids,
And
and
they
his
don't give a
daughter's
shit.
just like, I don't want to be. You're at the fucking Grammys. She's like,
with Slayer.
Yeah, with
you know,
the lead
Lame.
singer of Slayer,
and you don't think he's cool.
and you think he's an asshole. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you know what's funny with the kid, and the kids will come over the house, and my wife wants to be that house where the kids, so we can keep an
Yeah.
eye on things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get the concept until
Yeah.
they're all here, and I'm just getting home from doing 2 shows, and I
I'm
just want to
feeding
chill,
them.
and I gotta eat my food. And the girls will come in the house, and they don't say shit to you.
Really?
Like-
It's like you're a piece of furniture.
Right? my son's friends come in, the boys.
Yeah.
They're
Hey, Mr.
friendly.
Parisi. Hey, Mr. Parisi.
Yeah.
How are you? And they'll have conversations, and then they'll go into my
Yeah,
son's room,
yeah.
or they'll go on their bikes or whatever it is.
The girls
the
say
girls,
nothing?
they're like, "Fuck you,"
They're bitchy.
and they just look at you like you're
Wow.
like they look right past you. And I had this thing with my daughter. I said, "Let's get this thing straight now."
Yeah.
Now, your friends come in the house, they address myself and they address mom. I don't care if they call me John. They can
Right.
call me John. I don't give a shit. But they're going to address us and they're going to show respect. I go, and here's the deal. If they don't, I'm taking your shit away. because like that's an uncomfortable conversation to have with them. I'm like, you want me to do it? I'll do it. I'll have that conversation
problem
in
doing
a
it.
heartbeat. I'll have that conversation. No, I'll talk to them. You know, and even still, every once in a while, I'm like, you better check that blonde one over there. You know, she doesn't.
I only got 3
Wow.
hellos. I see fucking 4 heads over there.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? Just because I know, like, my father used to hit my friends.
Really?
Oh my God! Yeah.
What?
My father hit my buddy in the head with a pipe.
What?
Wow.
God.
What ethnicity was your father?
Italian.
Oh, there you go.
Deer Park.
I
Well,
can
you just
understand-
bought a house.
I can understand.
You bought a house in Deer Park?
Yeah, on Friday.
understand-
Oh, we'll talk.
I can understand hitting like you, but hitting your friends is a whole nother level.
Wow.
In the head
Never
with
heard of that
In the
before.
head with
Did
a
he,
pipe.
used to hit the librettis?
No.
He hit
No,
him off.
no. But
What do you do to get hit in the head with a pipe?
Yeah, what
We
did the
were-
friend do? It's
He
the
didn't
friend.
say hello when he
Not
walked in the
him.
house.
No,
That's right, his friends.
I'll never forget it. We were on our way to this like a 7th grade dance or some shit, and my father was driving us there. Now my father would run construction jobs in the city, so we always had like a weapon underneath the seat just in case he had a problem. And in this case, it was like, you know, a piece of copper that was wrapped in plastic, you know,
Yeah.
and it was about this big. And my buddy was in the back of the car, and he was just not stopping. And my father told him to shut up like 3 times.
Oh,
And next thing you know, he says one thing. My father reaches under the seat, grabs a pipe, and swings it over his head.
Oh my God! Do you think he did it on purpose?
Of course.
I know he did it on purpose.
Wait, the kid was needling your old man?
Yeah.
You would
Well,
have been
that's-
so sued today.
Wait, no, listen.
You know what? Your kid deserved it then. Because you don't talk shit
But what
to your
happened
friend's
was, now we were, it was a 1976 Bonneville.
Woo.
So on the reach back, the pipe caught the headliner
Oh, now you're really fucked.
and ripped the headliner before it cracked him in the head. And then he started the kid started breaking my father's balls that he ripped the headliner.
oh my god.
I was like, dude, you gotta stop. He's gonna kill you.
Wow.
And then, you know, same, like we cut out a soccer practice to go watch 2 girls fight up at one of the schools or whatever it is. And
Yeah.
my father's like, where were you 2? Same dude, by the way. Where were you 2? We were at practice. He's like, really? Grabs us both by the throat. Off the ground, up against the wall. Like, this shit now would have him in
forget it.
handcuffs.
Oh, yeah.
Forget it.
On News 12, there would be a perp walk.
Oh.
You know?
I think we're starting a bad precedent because last week when Darren was here, him and I were comparing notes on how we got beat, and now you're talking about
Dude, I just bought a T-shirt.
Theme going with the morning host. 'cause
I was gonna wear it today. Wooden Spoon Survivor is the was the T-shirt I bought.
Oh,
I just got
I've
it. I'm
seen
like-
those.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
the wooden
I need this shirt because that was my mother's weapon of choice.
Mine
and the
too.
most liberating day of my life was the day the wooden spoon broke.
Oh no, I got
but she
trouble.
could just buy another one.
Right, but when you know what it was when the spoon broke, I was like,
It's like when the rosary breaks.
right, when the wooden spoon broke, I was like, now what do you got?
Yeah, and then
And she's
I
like,
did
now
that.
what do I got?
Daddy's
metal.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
I got the big one that was decorative on the wall. That came off.
And you know what's? It's like I haven't laid a hand on my kids,
Good job.
but I'd be lying if I'm not waiting for the opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Like I want to hit one of
I've
them.
thought
Like,
about
one-
it a bunch
They'll
of
report
times.
you to 911 now.
You know what? The good part about that is the cops listen. And
Yeah.
I, you know what I'm saying? Like if I got there, I'd be like, look, he was being a shithead. The cop would be like, I get it.
Yeah.
All good. Don't worry about it.
The kids are totally empowered with the words to use too.
Oh,
They're
they
like,
like
I've
to
been
say, "I
molested,
feel
or
in-
I have anxiety or depression. You got to take that shit seriously.
Yeah,
but-
You can't just say,
You
"Oh,
can't.
I'm suicidal
Listen.
today." You can't ignore that.
Right.
You know, and it's empowering them.
What
to
would
be
your old
little
man
fucks.
say? You turn to your old man, you'd be like, Dad, I'm feeling real depressed. I'm just.
Like straighten
I'm
the
sad
fuck
all the
up.
time.
Yeah.
I'm
Stop,
sad, right?
Stop
Well,
being a pussy.
You're a millennial. You have no idea. My father would be like, depressed? You think we had depression back in the old country when I was fucking farming? You think I had to tell my father I was depressed?
Yeah.
It would never happen.
I
You'd
just,
never get away
you
with
know,
it. It's a sad thing though, because hopefully when the kid's saying it, he's telling the truth, and
right,
you're able to
right,
get help
right,
from the
right,
kid,
right.
you know?
It's
Not your kid, I'm
I
saying
just,
kid.
I just thinking of
A
the
kid.
way my father handled business, and
Yeah.
I love the man. It's funny because he'll deny every
Oh
one of
yeah,
his
it never
stories.
happened.
Oh, yeah.
All the listeners are telling their stories.
I
I
can back up. I can back up every story about my father. There are witnesses.
Right.
The time he chased a referee off the field of one of my soccer games, and the guy just like literally during the game ran Like, so there was the field, and then there was one of the goals, and then past the goal was the parking lot, and the referee had his bag by the goal, and the guy said something to my father. My father started chasing him. The guy ran, grabbed his bag, never broke stride, ran to his car, got in his car, and took off.
Wow.
In the middle of the game.
So you guys won, right?
No, I think. And I just sitting there going, what the fuck? Like, there was a time when I said I was playing this hockey game, and I keep hearing, and I'm like, what? And I'm playing, and I'm looking up, and I see my father, and he's like trying to tell me where to go.
Right.
And I'm like, Dad, shut up, I got it. Not thinking, just like that. It was in the middle of a game. I didn't think twice about it. Right. The game ended. We're all walking off the field. He comes up to me and drops me in front of everybody.
Whoa.
Tell me to shut up again.
Whoa.
Right? All the parents, none of the parents said boo. They just grabbed their kids and walked fast into the parking lot.
Wow.
Nobody said a word again.
Bruno said that's an Italian thing. Are you Italian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bruno, you're right.
Wow.
That's full-blown
That's
Gindaloon anger is what that is.
Yeah. That guinea rage is something, man.
It's real.
It really is.
Maybe it's all that Italian food.
It's scary as hell, too.
It
really is.
It's crazy,
The
dude.
protein.
And you know what's funny? And now he's getting older, and I love all those stories.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes you who you are.
I wouldn't
Gives you
change anything about where I grew up in Deer Park on Long Island. I wouldn't change anything of that. I wouldn't change the people. I grew up in Thunderdome. Like, when you couldn't show weakness. My friends now are my friends since kindergarten, for the most part, through 6th grade. That's
Wow.
really when I stopped making friends
Right.
at that point. But they're still my people.
Right.
They're at my house. I have a big party every Sunday. They're all there. We're all there. That's the only people I really want around me, because no matter what, they got me.
Yeah.
They get me. They got me. I have no worries.
I got like 4 like that.
None of them would ever throw me under a bus for anything. If I was ever in trouble, we need to bury a body, someone's grabbing a shovel. Like, that's just who I surround myself by. That's where I grew up. But if you showed any weakness, you were in the crosshairs for the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't want to show, like, you couldn't show emotion. You couldn't show, like, you sucked. Like, I was dancing. The last time I danced was at Julie Catania's Sweet 16. And I was dancing, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh, fuck no. And that was the last time, because I knew if somebody caught on to it, I was going to be in the crosshairs. So you didn't want to show what you weren't good at. You didn't want to show something bothered you. You didn't, now I just call it Thunderdome. Like, we literally, that's how I grew up, and that's where I grew up. And that's what I think made me be able to do what I do, for a living.
Well, I'm glad you turned out the way you did.
Yeah. My therapist is too. I made him a fortune.
Yeah, he probably
and
put a
then
new
he
wing on
throws
his
the
house.
tissues at you and tells you to clean yourself up.
Callback! Andy Jones.
Mandy,
Good
that
job,
was awesome.
man.
Andy Jones with the callback.
Well done.
All right. So,
I do want to give you one compliment.
who?
Not you,
Oh.
obviously. No, one of the ladies I work with, she's like, oh, you got a little podcast? That's nice. You know who I love? Roger and JP in the morning. I was like, he's going to be on a guest on our show. And what she said was so awesome about your show is she's like, when I started watching them, she's like, JP was fucking with Roger about his kid. She's like, and now it's come full circle,
yeah,
because
it
now
sucks.
Roger's remembering how you picked on him, and it's come completely full
It
circle.
really has. And you know what it is too? Like, I didn't have kids, so I would be going on vacations and doing whatever and going to
Yeah.
Cancun and doing other shit. And now Roger's at that point, his kids are older and out,
Yep.
and now all of a sudden he's got a life, and I'm going to school winter concerts. Like that kind of shit. And I'm
How
like,
was the winter concert last week, by
you
the way?
know.
They don't
was-
play religious songs anymore. I mean, like the ones right?
They don't play. I wouldn't know the
It's
religious ones. If,
unrecognizable.
I wouldn't know the religious ones if Jesus himself came off the cross and sang them.
Like Silent Night, the ones,
They
beautiful
didn't.
ones.
They don't. But that's what I always say. I'm like, the parents are dreading this. Like, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw a Beatles song in there or something.
You recognize something.
something that you can
Oh,
get
it's
the
torture.
like the parents to be in.
Yeah.
No.
No.
They're like, oh Jesus.
You don't recognize anything.
That's sad. Well, listen, I want to thank you for coming in.
Yes,
Yes,
Thank you for
thank
having
you.
me.
You
Thank
made
for having me. It was a
made
good
our
time.
night. It was great. It flew by. I wish
Sorry
we
if
I wish we had more time.
Sorry if I talk too much.
No,
not
that's
at
the whole
all.
point of having you here was to do it. So, Monday through Friday, 5:30?
Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 9, 102.3 WBAB on Long Island, and 11 to 2 Monday through Friday on 102.5 The Bone down in Tampa. Both radio stations have apps, so if you want to check it out, just download the apps and all that shit.
My brother, I can't thank you enough.
No problem.
You made my night
Thank you
coming
so
down
much.
here to
Yeah.
grace us,
Hey, man.
the unwashed, in our
No,
podcast.
it's fun.
And on
But-
Friday,
This Friday, December 20th, Laughs in the Little Room. Myself, Bonnie, Mandy, Terry McNeely, Travis Grant, Stephen Rocco Perillo, Zach Grorovich. Go to www.govs.com for tickets. Get them because the last one we did sold out and there's not too many seats left. Specify you want to be in the little room. We'll see you all next week. Oh, no, we won't.
No,
next week
no,
is
we
Christmas.
won't. Merry Christmas.
The following week
Happy
is New
New
Year's.
Year.
And then we come back with who?
The 8th will be is it Chris Roach?
It's Chris Roach.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Chris
All
Roach.
right,
I
guys.
love Chris.
We were
Just
planning on
did
being
my
here on the
show the other day.
1st, but the studio will be closed.
Yeah,
So
well,
2
studio will be
weeks
closed.
off. We'll post the new schedule, revised schedule.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Keep spreading the word. Thanks for all the support. We love you guys. You guys rock. Thank you again,
Again, JP, we
JP.
really
course, thanks for
appreciate it.
having-
Have a good night, guys.
Have a great night,
We
guys. We'll
love
see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye. Scream.